Today I'm going to show you how I created this surreal digital collage artwork, and I used a whole bunch of vintage images and retro images from a whole bunch of magazines I found. If you're looking for some dope images to use in your collage artwork as well, definitely go check out my website slcollage.com. I have a whole bunch of resources, different collage and vintage image packs, so definitely go check it out. It's very dope. And stay tuned, watch this whole video, because somewhere in it I'm going to give like a little code for 50% off one of my biggest image packs that everyone seems to love. So definitely stay tuned, watch the whole video, and that'll be coming up. Alright, let's get started. Just going to start with this vintage image I found, these people lounging. I'm going to use the pencil tool and draw an outline real quick and make a clipping mask out of that by selecting both layers. And then I'm going to bring in these space images I have. I'm just messing around, figuring out how I want the images to go, refining the outline for these people lounging and whatnot. Bam. And a lot of these images you can get from some of my image packs as well, so definitely check that out. So just messing around, trying to figure out my background. This is a lot of the process in collage and digital collage work, is moving pieces around, seeing what works. It's kind of one of my favorite parts of it. Like solar panel looking things to see, but I didn't end up using those. But this little moon ground image, and made a clipping mask around that, and then rotated, twisted, transformed, and I'm just refining some of the outlines to bringing in the earth image. And this was all like an hour work condensed into, I think this is like 7 minutes. And switching out the earth, I knew I had a better one up in there. So just playing with the opacity and the transparency. That also works well with digital collage work, and trying to get things to feel like they're in the same atmosphere. Oh, get it, atmosphere, space joke. I was messing around with this little planet by this little light. I kind of liked it, but then I decided it was like too much. It attracted your eye too much, and now I'm just playing with a quick little shadow with that. And then I decided to even move that. So what I did was I copied this ground level and just made a smaller clipping mask, and then using the direct selection tool by pressing A, just that little white arrow in the left hand corner, I can just move around the image inside of the clipping mask. So I'm making it look like little space rocks or pebbles or whatever floating around, asteroids. And then just adjusting, just holding Alt and dragging to make copies of these, and just adjusting with the direct selection tool and the pencil tool also as well, to just kind of make the clipping mask and the shapes a little different. What else we got? Yeah, moving around with the direct selection tool, just between A, V, and N. Those are like my main shortcuts. The V is the selection tool, A, direct selection, N is the pencil tool. And then, so I'm exporting this main image into a PNG to bring into Photoshop to edit some of this background. Matter of fact, I'm getting rid of this guy actually. And I could just use like one of their little AI tools or generative fill, but it didn't really come out as well. whenever I tried that, so this is just like I just had to do it manually to make it look decent. And then just going around the shapes to make it match, and then using the patch tool, which is this little patch looking tool right there. Maneuvering that around, and like you can kind of barely notice that it's different. You'll see in the final picture. Look, bam, just exported that as a PSD and brought that in. You can see the difference. Don't even need that guy over there. Not worrying, just lining up the edited version with the old version and cutting this guy out of it with the pencil tool. Just making some adjustments for the shape of it. Bringing in a little space object, another little planet. Maneuvering things around. I was really just going with the flow. I didn't have a plan whenever I started this piece. So as you can see, I decided to switch it up. Bringing in this satellite. Oh, and if you are still watching and you're looking for a little vintage images, some retro images like these that I use to design this artwork, definitely check out my website slcollage.com and use the code SL50 for 50% off any order on the website. So definitely check that out. Quick save. A long save. And just brought that little space object in there, and then I just brought a texture. I also have these texture packs on my website. Just brought a texture in to give it a little more atmosphere and dimension. And so back in Photoshop, I just needed to edit this shadow out since I created my own shadow. And I'm just using the, what is this, the stamp tool? I think that's the clone stamp tool, cloning tool. And just made a selection and just cloned it from what it was. Look, that guy's still up in there. And this looks a lot better with that shadow I made. And just messing around direction, and bam, completed.